Bud, why don't you tell us about the firm and its origins and what you do as a start?
Sure will. Sumner and Toner Insurance Agency is a small-town property casualty insurance agency. We have two locations, one here in Needham, and the second one's actually out in Longmeadow, Mass, out by Springfield. We specialize really in doing auto, homeowners, and business insurance, and then we have some business partners that do like life, disability, or employee benefits.
An important thing. It's one of those great things that everybody has to have.
They have to have.
I have to have it. But it's changed a lot over the last few years. But why don't we tell us first, when did the firm start?
Our firm leads all the way back to 1933, to be honest with you. I just bought out my father 3 years ago, and I have a partner, Bill Toner. So we have been in the same location in Longmeadow for over 75 years, and we expanded out to Needham about 10 years ago.
That's good. And how many people work with you?
We have 7 customer service people, my partner and I, as I said, Bill Toner, and then we have 2 other salespeople.
That's good. The industry's changed a lot the last few years, hasn't it? You know, all of a sudden we're all going out for bids again for car insurance. So you want to talk to our listeners about the changing economy and how that's affected both the consumer and the deliverer of the services?
Absolutely. In 2008, it was passed that we now don't need the state to set your auto rates. So what has happened is the insurance companies now can still file rates with the state still has to approve the rates, but the insurance companies can still pick a rate on what they want to charge based on your age, the car you drive, where you live, and your driving record, as well as the limits. And so the homeowners rates have gone up the last few years, so what they're doing, which they've always done, is entice you to put your home and your auto insurance with the same carrier, like Plymouth Rock, Quincy Mutual, or Travelers. So if you do that, they'll offer you discounts both off the home and the auto. If you separate them, you're probably leaving anywhere from 20 to 30% on the table.
That's a lot.
Interesting.
It is a lot. So it's really, but it's nothing new. They've been doing it for the 20 years I've been in the industry. It's just that now it's getting a lot more PR with some of the national carriers that all want to talk about bundling programs.
What do you find are the difference between a Plymouth Rock and a Travelers? As somebody as a person who's been in the business for a long time and has to associate themselves with different insurance companies?
On the auto insurance?
Yes.
The products are very, very similar. Again, if you use an agent, they're going to give you more advice about the limits for liability and types of coverages that you should have. So the products are very similar. It more comes down to the agent with the service they're going to provide, then the company on the claim service they're going to provide, and hopefully you work with your agent on that, and then the rate. And certain companies will have certain rates. Certain companies like to have drivers with records that may not be as good as others. And so it's good to have an independent agent because they can go out to 3, 4, 5 different carriers and find which one fits best for you or your family.
Does your company or yourself every year look at your customers and say, okay, may I recommend switching over to this type of policy, or rather than just renew it, or do you have that all built in?
We have it all built in. So I mean, every year, 60 days before the renewal, something will come up and say, Mark's policy is coming up for renewal, take a quick look at it. The other part, besides the discounts for bundling or putting the home and the autos together now, are loyalty credits. So if I switch you, I still have to take into consideration, oh, the other company might be less expensive because your primary carrier, who you're with now, may be giving you an extra 3 to 5% off because you've been with them for a period of time. Or they offer what's you've seen on TV is called deductible dollars, or a waiver of a deductible. So the longer you're with a carrier, not only are you building loyalty credits, but you might be building some discounts in there, like a waiver of a deductible.
Interesting.
So you might, even though it might be $50 more, you're better off still staying with the same carrier.